everyone, JC the HVAC veteran here, and I'm about to address why you're having cold and hot spots throughout your house during the cooling season. So I get this a lot where customers have really cold basements, maybe the main level's satisfactory, but the upstairs is really warm, or there's certain rooms in the upstairs that are really warm. So there's a lot of different reasons why this can be happening, and I'm gonna explain those to you. I'm gonna break down a few ways that you can maybe combat those. So the first thing we have to understand is that basically it may be happening because of the system, or it may not be happening because of your air conditioning system. So let's break it down in the sense that we're going to break it down in years of how old the system is. If your air conditioner is 10 to 13 years old, well, that's the lifespan of most air conditioning systems and heat pumps for that matter. So if it is, then it could just be due to age. If you had really good cooling at one point, like I addressed in a previous video, then it just might be time for you to trade that air conditioner in and get something a little bit more updated and more efficient. And obviously that's going to have the power to continue to give you the comfort that you want. The other thing is it could just need a repair. So if it's 10 to 13 years old and you don't want to replace, it could be just needing some sort of a repair for some reason. If your system is between 2 years old and 10 years old, well, the number one reason a lot of air conditioning systems start to fail during that time is lack of maintenance. If you don't do maintenance on your air conditioner, what happens is the coils get dirty, they get less efficient, they can actually plug up, they can actually do damage to components and really reduce the life of your system. But it does reduce the efficiency and in a lot of cases the cooling capacity of the system. So that's one of the things is maintenance. So whether you get it done every year or every 2 years, try not to be one of those that just never do maintenance or waits 3, 4, 5 years before they do maintenance. The other thing is within that time frame is, especially if it's worked good in the first 1 to 2 years, then it's probably going to need a repair. The lower end systems, they tend to need repairs a lot sooner than the better quality systems. So it just probably needs a repair. And once you do that repair, it'll end up improving and, getting you back to the comfort levels that you're looking for. If it's brand new to 1 year old, well, there's a couple of things that could be wrong. First of all, if it's never really cooled properly from the beginning, but yet maybe your previous air conditioner had no problems, then a lot of cases that can be down to the salesperson selling you the wrong system. He could have incorrectly sized the system. I get a lot of, when I was in the service part of things, and I went out to a lot of service calls for people who had installations of air conditioning systems done by other companies. What I tend to find is a lot of them were never installed correctly. Like I said, a lot of them were incorrectly sized, but a lot of them just use really, really cheap products or cheap components. And once again, you get what you pay for in this industry. And unfortunately, every salesperson is going to tell you, even the ones that are selling a system for much lower than everybody else, is going to tell you, oh, he's the best and he's going to deliver the best and everything. But you got to use your common sense. If you get 3 to 4 quotes and every one of those quotes is $1,000 more than this one guy, you don't go with that one guy because he's $1,000 less, because he is definitely, in my experience, 100% cutting corners in one way or another. There's a lot of things that you're not getting. So that's a big thing. Just not being installed correctly, using the wrong technicians that don't know what they're doing. Maybe they didn't do a superheat, they didn't do a subcooling, all those things that have to do with thermodynamics that you should be doing when you actually install a system. If it's not done correctly and they just maybe just shut on the gas, or they thought they knew what they were doing but they didn't, then you're not going to have a system that's operating well. That's just the way it is. And in some cases, maybe you just got a lemon. The lower price units, you have a lot bigger chance of getting the lemon because the manufacturers, they're not as good. Like there's a lot of manufacturers that they just do random tests of their product. So, maybe after every 25 or every 50 or 100, they test one, right? So that's why you get recalls and stuff, because a lot of bad units slip by and get into the customer's home, and it's just a big nightmare. It's not worth the time and the aggravation that you get having to deal with, all the warranties, the technicians coming back to your home and you taking time off work, and it's just, the list goes on and on. The manufacturers I choose to deal with, such as Trane, I have nothing but good things to say about Trane. Every single unit that they manufacture, they completely do a full out test before it even leaves the assembly line and before it leaves the factory. So, good testament. If you want a good product, definitely choose Trane. It's one of the reasons why a lot of the companies that I choose to work for and associate myself with are definitely going to be involved in that product. Now, if you have all of the boxes checked check, you've got a good installation, you got a good product, you got everything, but it's not cooling right, then a lot of times it could be down to poor duct design. Maybe, a lot of the builders, they sometimes cut corners and they put the furnace and everything where it's convenient, but it's not necessarily good for certain rooms of the house, especially the furthest rooms on the upper floors. I see it like thousands and thousands of homes that have really poor duct design. So you can't really fix that, but you can improve it. Like from a builder's grade furnace, for instance, more on the furnace part, but the newer furnaces with variable speed DC motors and everything, they have been known to help make the airflow better. There's also some other things such as duct sealing and stuff, which is a whole nother topic. But yeah, those are ways to combat poor duct design. But two main improvements that I see that people, especially when people have bad airflow upstairs, there's a lot more heat in the summer upstairs and the main level is good. You can get into investing in topping up your attic insulation. A lot of customers have told me that they went ahead and did that. It made big improvements. The downtown Toronto houses, the big thing that they're doing right now is either putting a separate ductless system up there, or they're actually improving the airflow to the upper floors by doing the duct sealing, which I just talked about. Like I said, I'll make a video about that in the near future. And the other thing is air balancing. And that's something that usually you pay a company to go out and they'll help you air balance all your vents. And it sometimes makes an improvement. Doesn't necessarily solve the problem, but it sometimes makes an improvement. I sometimes do it when I go out to people's homes and they have this problem. I like to go out even right now, and when I'm on service calls and everything, and I have my tools and I've got obviously my HVAC knowledge that I use that, and I kind of help some homeowners and I've helped educate them and make sure that they understand air balancing and what they can do to maybe make their house a little bit more comfortable. So there you have it. I've given you some reasons. I've given you a couple tips, and I hope it helps you. So if you have any questions or if you're in my service area, as always, reach out to me at jc@thehvacveteran.com. I have a really, really good network of HVAC professionals that are doing a lot of very, very good quality installations, and they will be more than happy to help you. But I personally will come out and meet with you and check out your home, do my calculations and my measurements based on my 25 years of experience in the field. I'll give you exactly what you need, and I can guarantee that you'll be very, very happy. Anyways, until my next video, JC the HVAC Veteran, have a great day. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video, and if you liked it, go ahead and smash that like button. It's greatly appreciated. And if you're in the GTA or the surrounding areas and you're in need of some HVAC advice, or if you're doing a project and you want my team and I to give you a hand with that, go ahead and reach out to me at jc@thehvacveteran.com, and we'll be more than happy to give you a hand. Until my next video, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.